I just got this down. He said, I just got this. He said, I just got this down. He said, I just got this. He said, I just got this down from upstairs. I just got this down from upstairs from the Secretary of Defense office today, and he said, this is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran. He said, is it classified? He said, yes, sir. I said, well, don't show it to me. If you were Iranian, you probably believe that you were mostly already at war with the United States anyway, since we asserted that their government needs regime change. So we've asked Congress to appropriate $75 million to do it, and we are supporting terrorist groups, apparently, who are infiltrating and blowing up things inside Iran. And if we're not doing it, let's put it this way, we're probably cognizant of it and encouraging it. So it's not surprising that we're moving to a point of confrontation crisis with Iran.
Imam Rahim here, Master of the Covenant, Breaker of 7 Seals, Judge. Brothers and sisters, to follow up from this morning, I was wasted this morning. I was up all night preparing. So I said I would try to do a follow-up. I am a little rested. I'm going to add a few things I talked about this morning, probably go over a few things. And the video you just saw. Okay, this is a video that was given many years ago, back in 80s, late 80s, I believe, about their plans about the Middle East. And I remember there's another out there that was called Pat Buchanan. Used to be like a personal thing called Crossfire on CNN. And this was after the Soviet Union collapsed. His statement was, and I'm still trying to find that video. I did have it. I had it backed up, but I'm not sure what happened to it. But he was saying that now that we've defeated communism, now we have to go after Islam. Well, he said that's what they're talking about, the so-called wise heads in Washington, who had Islam. And this video you just saw was a follow-up to that. Now, I don't know if he knows about what Pat Buchanan said, but it's in the same time period. And he just had to go after Islam, but Pat Buchanan said to go after Islam, that he was for the presidential candidate back then. Then this person, Wesley Clark, I think he was like the top officer and the top general in the Europe, NATO or something to that effect. Yep. He revealed after the list. And Farrakhan came out after a while after that. Claimed, I told him they were going to go after the Middle East. What a liar. But I ain't told him a goddamn thing. He got it from this. So you saw the video. I'm not going to play it again. These are, I have an exact order. But these ones, the Citizens ain't going after. Now all these are Arab, except Iran. But the main target is Arabia. I'm going to show you that in a minute. We have to take down Arabia. We can't take down Arabia since they neutralized all the other Arab countries. Because if they attack Arabia, they have World War III and World War IV in their hands. Because every Muslim, no matter what sect or where they're in, you attack Mecca. They will not stop until the last so-called Muslims eradicated. Not as you attack Mecca. Now do it. But they know they have to neutralize them before they can do that. Because the main target is Arabia. That's their goal. Right? But the target right now, right? All those is Sunni. That's Shia Iran. They want to go after Arabs, but we'll go after Iran too, because Iran and Shia, but they're more powerful than other countries combined. They know they cannot take down Saudi Arabia without taking down Iran. So, took down Iraq. There's the names he named them. We select couldn't the ones he named. Syria just went down recently. Lebanon's on life support. Libya's dead and buried. Somalia. Paralyzed. Sudan. What do you call it? Triage. Iran. About their target right now. That's what all the suspense is. This battle here is a turning point in history. It's going to be the most important battles in history, all of history. Because this is the one that turns everything around. It ends energy deprivation officially. It turns everything upside down. It's the end of this reality. This reality, right, ruled over energy deprivation. They actually had 12,000 years, but we said, no, we can't let them do another 6,000 years. But they had to end. So this is a turnaround, point in history, the greatest point in history. There's a world's on hold, and everybody's anticipating it, but they don't understand what the result will be. See, they have different, America would, some people was ambiguous. I heard one guy, Scott Richmond, America can drop nuclear bombs on and take out their nuclear sites and whatever. That's what they're doing. If you look at this, the whole point here, right, is surround Iran, which they have. Before, Israel had to go over Syria and Iraq to get to Iran. And now they don't, because they got a pathway. Iran, they have to take it down. Then, it's the war in heaven, the second phase of it. First phase, abomination of desolation, which has been going on for about a year, over a year and a half, since October 22, 2023. Now everybody's on edge for this. And we know it's going to happen any day now. Shit. We're going to talk about that in a minute. We know it's going to happen any day now. When that happens, whole turnaround, whole world is going to shock the world. It's called a great shaking. I think, but I forgot to change that translation because they say earthquake. No, it's a great. I mean, it is. Well, I'll leave it. That's a turnaround event. Turnaround event. It's not assigned to the devils, right? Because they don't expect that to happen. It's assigned to you all, right? If you're original, that's the turnaround. Okay? That's when consequence, the dam breaks. All that consequence has been held back for 500 years. You dam up something, and then you dam up the river, and it just gets pressure, just builds and builds and builds and builds. If that dam breaks, it comes through if it was coming through as a flow, a stream, now it comes through as a flood. And a flood is about to break on America, Europe. Also, Israel is about to flood because it's about to break. When Iran does that, Iran goes forward and it says Michael and his angels. Now, most people, I mean, no one has ever told you Michael was masked from Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad never even mentioned that, as far as I know. Farrakhan definitely don't mention. He had no idea who Michael is. He could be Michael Jackson as far as he knows. But it says, masked from Muhammad will be with them. He will be with them. He will be guiding them, leading them. Michael and his angels. They wouldn't say his angels and Michael. No, Michael's angels, he's leading. That means they will be in communication. They will come like a whirlwind. It will be a dramatic change, unsuspected change. You think this thing is serious? This will be nothing compared to what's about to happen. That's why it says when it happens, right? It says men's hearts be filled with fear. Those things coming upon the earth because the powers of heaven be shaken. That means, look, that means these people are going to be in great fear, tremendous fear, unimaginable fear, unprecedented fear. Because the turnaround, something nobody didn't expect, and you never heard from anyone except myself. And Elijah Muhammad alluded to, right? This war is coming, and they talk about like Armageddon, but they have no idea who the characters are and what the end will be, and really not even sure where it's going to take place at. I'm giving you specifics. And those are things they took down, and now Iran is the target. And when that happens, right, it's the king of the north, Iran. They say they're going to come against false Israel and Gog and Magog, which is American Britain, like a whirlwind. History will literally be changed at that point, right? Because the fulcrum is springing in our favor. In other words, now when this happens, that's the event. That's official end of energy deprivation as we have experienced it. Past. It's actually 6 more thousand years, right? But we found a way to minimize that, right? We won't be suffering, right? Because actually a 12,000 year period, we're at the bottom of it right now. So now it's turning around. Anyway, that's what's happening. That is a great one. That is a great event, the turnaround event. All history, except for the one with the first God, right? At the point where the universe stops contracting, he starts spinning, and then he's confronted with the fire angels. Okay, but we'll be confronted directly, right, with the jinn and the devils, all of it. Okay. Yes, the first God was alone, except fire angels, alone, except devils, jinn, demons, all of it. That is the thing for trigger turnaround. It's the greatest. It's 2 great points in history. Point where turnaround comes and we start taking control. Right after energy deprivation, and that when the first God takes and say, okay, start expanding the universe, we're contracting it, officially taking control of the contraction. At that point, we're officially taking control of the contraction. Right? First God, there was a point where he physically took control of the expansion. Great, that is the point. That's where everybody's on the edge. Like I said, it's so important that it's affecting. I mean, everybody knows it's a critical point. Like an inflection, they call it in math, inflection point. It's a great inflection point because that means it's a point where everything turns around. But if you're paying attention, you know in what direction. But most people don't. They say, "Oh, it's going to be dramatic." They say it's World War III, all kinds of explanations. That is the event, brothers and sisters. Like I said, the goal is to get to Saudi Arabia. They're never going to get there. Because they're going to stop right there. This is where this reality comes to a halt. Yaku comes to a screeching halt. Devils comes to a screeching halt. That's why it says the powers of heaven has been broken. The power is broken. Because who is in the power? Who's in the heavens at that time? God, Magog, and they're the most powerful. And if they're broken, that means the power of this reality is broken. That's where the breaking point. Right there. It caused great fear upon them. Derision, but great fear. Because everything's been reversed. They said everything that you've done shall be done back to you. Hope you understand that, brothers. I can't emphasize that enough. I never really emphasized that before. I'm a little too quick there anyway. And see, as far as Israel is concerned, right? The target is Iran, because they want to get them, because that's the only thing preventing them from taking over Arabia. The only thing preventing them taking over Arabia. Because Iran's just too powerful. Too big, it's too powerful, too motivated, too dedicated. They can get America to take down Israel, take down Iran. They can take out, and that was solidify their claim that they deceived Abraham, even though Jesus said, you ain't, your father's the devil. So why are Christians with them? The Christians have been with in mortal conflict with them for 2,000 years. But now, buddy, since 1948, Antichrist, because they have to neutralize Elijah Muhammad's claim that we're true to Abraham. We got the proof. That's why I set him up. It was a family matter. They united against the neighbor us. As soon as we eradicate it, then they go back to mortal combat with each other again. And false Israel knows that's what America's plan. It's on the books. It's in motion to get rid of us. And people don't know it. People do not realize that their head is in a lion's mouth. Lion's about to bite down. Neck off. We're going to talk about it a little bit in a minute. So they know they have to get America to do this, because right now America needs them to keep us blind. Because the false Israel has an ID. They have an ID, right? And they have an image. They try image and they ID, their identity. See, that's what's needed, and they have support, okay, of all the so-called intelligence services, which are the ministers out there you call preachers, because that's the real army out there. The mental war, the real army are the religious leaders. That's the real army. If you don't understand nothing. If this is about the sealed Bible, which is religion, where the war is, the information war, and the most powerful information is the religious information, not the media. The media just reflects that. If you understand that, you know, they're soldiers, they're military, they're real soldiers, they're real warriors, are preachers. You think they're preachers, they're not. They're agents of the government. They're paid agents of the government, and government infuse them with plenty of money to make them, to prop them up. So people come to them. A lot of people come to them, the agents themselves, just to make them look. Okay? And all of them are supporting false Israel agenda. They put false Israel agenda. See what I'm saying? Or they fueling their agenda. Yet still, they officially hate them. They officially hate them. They officially hate the Jews. So Christians officially hate them. Their passion. Call them Christ killers. And their Talmud, or whatever they call it, they have Jesus in there. Christian Jesus God. And their Talmud, they haven't changed this in there. That Jesus in hell burning, boiling his own shit. They're taught. But the point is, they have to unite to keep us, because we the true seed of Abraham. We got the God on our side. We have power. We have great power, immense power. Potential. Potential. If immense power, potential. And they don't want us to ever realize that potential, turn that potential into, this is what the war is all about. You understand who the warriors are. Warriors are their religion, not the media. Media just reflects. It's like the moon. Those are preachers. They're not preachers. They're government agents. Right? That's where the warriors are. Support and all the team, everything else. That's the media and everything else. Support that. Understand that? Because that's what Suleiman's attacking right there. That's where his war is. Because he's the only soldier on the field. He's attacking that information they have. Yes. They're preachers espousing that false information, because your brain needs information. Just like your body needs food. Right? Your eyes need light. Your ears need sound. You know, if they turn off all the sound, then how would you know you was deaf or not? You don't hear anything. But they turn all the lights out, and you can't see anything. So you're effectively blind. How would you know whether you actually physically blind, or you just no light, and it was deaf, or just no sound? See? If they cut information off, and you're ignorant. How you know there's no information is bad or none, or you just ignorant? You see? Because you don't see information like that. Or see information like that, then you might be careful about the information that you listen to. You might be, if your lights are out, you be right, because the lights are out. Then you be careful. You're looking for a light. You make sure that's a valid light. Same thing's a sound. But they control the sound, they control the light, they control the information. So how do you control the light? Television. They control the sound. Music. How do you control information? Religion. With the media supporting it. And so they got you in a bubble. And you see what they want you to see? You hear what they want you to hear? You think what they want you to think. You're effectively a nickel butt. You say, you're not an independent thinker. Because how can you be an independent thinker when you depend on the information they give you? The only way you be independent thinker is that you control the information that comes in, and you do not. That's why right now they bombard you with all this stuff on TV. We all together now, and interracial marriages, and all this stuff they're doing. They control information, and so you make a decision based on that. American dream. Is it America's economy? So listen? I had to do 3 parts, but I didn't mean to go here. If you take it, you have to, man, you spending, man. Oh, this guy's spending, man. He buying cars, he buying houses, he jamming, party, man. $20 million in debt. Is this economy working? You got a good economy? He's constantly borrowing. Keep doing this going. So, hey man, he's rocking and rolling, man. He go to the bank, he borrows more money. He can buy his house. See, he's rocking and rolling. But is he? You know, have a good economy. See, that's America. Our economy is booming. And they $32 trillion in debt. And they borrowing money to keep it going. And you buying that. This is a fact, just read it. This is a fact. Hold on, bro. Oops. Yeah. Okay. Mm-mm. Hmm. Hey, what's going on here? Yeah. I got so many tangles. There's too much time. There's still technical issues now. There's still technical issues. Oh, you control it for me. It's America's progress. And it's and they spend billions and billions of dollars just to pay the interest on the debt. America's economy dead, but you got you thinking everything's okay. You got to, because that's part of keeping you under control. Take a lion and you train them. You keep feeding them. As long as you keep feeding them, that's part of the training part. That's part of the training and taming part. You feed a dog. I don't care how domesticated your dog is, how friendly your dog may be. Stop feeding him for a couple of days, it will happen. Stop feeding him a couple of days, it will happen. You don't revert back to the wolf that he really is. Understand? So if they stop feeding you, then all of a sudden you're going to know what's going on. You're going to see what's going on, brothers and sisters. That's in a bubble. In that bubble, we have to break that bubble. All of you in the bubble. That's why I'm the only one on the battlefield here. Only one on the battlefield. At the point we're on the battlefield, what good? Look, I had some people, they said, oh, they wanted to be on the battlefield. I put them on the battlefield. Then I was ducking more of their bullets than enemies. I had to put them, stop them. You got time to be ducking your bullets. See? I'm ducking their bullets, spend more time spending duck their bullets instead of slaying the demons. This sword is flailing and it'll cut me. When it got clear sight, that's the enemy right there. Here's your weapon. You got a sight on it. Just point and pull. You can't see the demons do that. Ducking, hey man, so let's stop it. It'll remain stopped because they just don't have time for it. Yeah, man, yeah, you ducking bullets from your own, out of your people. First, you have to ask yourself. Anyway, so here, this way they're trying to, they have to get this. Because the point is that, I explained this many times, scriptures tell you clearly, their goal is to, first of all, you're the goose that lay the golden eggs. Or the gold and silver, so to speak, right? They can't let you go. But if you go, they can't let you go. They want to keep you here because you're laying a gold and silver. You're making them rich. But if you leave, you take that with you, and then you come back at them in revenge. Because then you won't be in the bubble anymore. Locked in with what they want you to see, what they want you to hear, what they want you to think. All of you out there, you're in that bubble. You can't tell me you're not in that bubble. Well, I got knowledge. Knowledge is not wisdom. Computer has knowledge. And you can't use and attain that knowledge and wisdom, then what's good? Good. That means you apply it. They understand why, what it's all about. You're not there. So Solomon said, get knowledge and get wisdom and all that, get understanding. You have none of those things. You have knowledge and intel. Okay, so what do you do with it? Say, Scripture say you wouldn't have it because it says the man would walk alone. I thought about that. I've been thinking about it a lot lately. The guy says, why do I always pick a person that seems like total unfit for the job, incompatible with the job? It's, Prophet Muhammad revealed he said the most beautiful Arabic literature, and he couldn't read it right. The Quran. And Muhammad had to go to war with beasts, right? And all this technology and everything just come in. And he didn't have a third grade education. He said he was a clerk and everything with Master Muhammad. And he couldn't speak well. There's right there, Moses. Then me, I got to deal with. I'm a hermit. I don't like dealing with people. Those who know that. They say, well, why you look mean all the time? I don't look mean, I just concentrating. Because I don't sit down and talk to them and all that stuff. And Jenny wants to talk. I don't want to talk. Part of that is because I go to exercise, I don't go there to talk. I started about it. I said, well, that's probably why I could do this job. Because the job requires you to go along for years and years and years. The information out there, because it said you will not resurrect to a certain point in time. But it's like resonance. Right? Resonance means you hit it the first time, it doesn't happen. You got to keep hitting it and hitting it. But it builds up until the point where it builds up so much it cracks. That's how that whole story about can't think of the name of it now, right? Walls of Jericho. They had to go around 7 days saying the same song. And after 5 minutes, what are we doing this for, man? We want to sing. It took 7 days, those vibrations, walls of crack come down. And you have to keep putting information out there. It's like little taps. But that point is, if you understand how it works, that you're heading at a reaction level. And if you keep hitting it before it has a chance to react, that pressure builds up in there. Force builds up in there until eventually it's enough to enter it. Maybe little taps. They're on the right frequency. Right frequency. Oh, right frequency. You hit the right frequency. Right amplitude. Keep doing it. Okay. Then it's going to crack anything. That's what's happening here. So, and it requires someone that don't mind working alone for a long period of time. And I don't. If I had to argue and fight with my people for 30 years, like Elijah did, I don't think I could have done that. I don't think I could have done that. You get to Elijah. I think I could have done it. Patience, not that kind of patience. The stuff I see how my people do. Ooh. I'm not angry at them. No, it's a result of what my master put the condition to put him in, but still, no, man. I get angry dealing on just. And I don't get mad at them. I do get angry because I said, damn, my people acting like that. I don't get angry at them, but I get actually angry at the action. And then, especially demons that look like us and they out there doing stuff, make us look like fools. They're like Kevin Hart and all those kind of. Oh, you wait to see what happened to those guys. I'm not a goddamn clown, Kevin Hart. My people ain't clowns, Kevin Hart. So why you make money off our fake image? Murphy? And the rest of you clowns out there? Harvey? Et cetera, et cetera. You're going to pay for it. It's paid. If you have any idea, as they go, they have to achieve this before. They have to get them, trick America into achieving this before America takes us out, because once America takes us out, then they're going to take them out. They go back at war with each other. And so they have to build up enough force and power to do that. If they can control Arabia, they had to have. They didn't have nuclear weapons, and they control the oil, the source oil, to European countries. So now you got them better. That's what's going on. I explain that over and over again, Bill. I'm going to move on. Okay. Man got to go first. That's what's going to cripple them. Okay, let's talk about a few things, brothers and sisters. Now, I could be 2 or 3, 4 or 5 hours talking about all these different things, brothers and sisters. I'm not going to do it. In fact, a little bit, yeah, okay. See, all of a sudden everybody's talking about reparations. But they have to have for everybody on board to do it. But you know, the thing is, it's simple. One of the dumbest things you can do. Because they already got a history of breaking treaties. Everybody, especially so-called Native Americans, if you got reparations, I'm going to give you the short version. If you got it, say they went out and get about the point that these black so-called lawyers, they're supposed to be representing us. They'll get 1/3. They deserve 1/3. They always, we it should be 1/3, what, hundreds of billions of dollars? They gave every black person $1 million, just $1 million. And if you figure this so-called 32 million, then $1 million would be 30, like $32 trillion right there. Which debt America's in actually around now. $32 trillion they had to give everybody $1 million. Oh man, we got $1 million. Like having 1 million tons of snow. Look all the snow I got. The last day of spring. The last day of spring, you got, man. Look out, I got a snowman. Oh, it's ice. You want to build an igloo? Because it's freezing, man. It's winter. I'm the igloo man. Come to me, man. I got ice for you. You can build your house, and I'm rolling, man. Yes, igloos. I'm the igloo man. I don't know about spring. I had never heard. As far as I'm concerned, there's always a perpetual winter. You come by, I got rich, man. Billions of blocks of the last day of spring. When spring comes in, reparations. Because what happens is, first of all, they $1 trillion and $30 trillion. They pay like billions of dollars a year just on interest. Because most of the taxes coming in, the tax base coming in, that's the most altogether. But I only got to wait a couple of ways to get this cut short. The war, which is bankrupting America. They force other countries to keep taking their debt, because we're going to take bigger debt. They're going to invade us. They're going to have do it just what they did to us, what they did to Qatar, and so forth. Right? But the bottom line is that if they was to give you that, and even they gave you six states like they claim, you'd be on their feet begging and kissing their ass within a week. Because all they would do, you moved out of the country. You're in the 6 states over there. You got $1 million. What they do is they close the border. Everybody, they put their money back in precious metal. And then they start printing money like you wouldn't believe. Because you understand how money works. You're tied to something. In other words, if you got 1 billion ounces of gold, it may be each ounce is worth $1,000. If you got $1 billion, you got $1 billion of dollars, billions of thousands of dollars, right? But what if you take and print twice as much, and they're worth less because each one was worth an ounce of gold? Make it simple for you, brothers and sisters. Each ounce of gold costs you a dollar. You got $1 billion, billion ounces. What costs a dollar? You got $1 billion ounces of gold. You got $1 billion certificates. But what if you don't get any more gold, but you print $2 billion certificates? Now each one's worth a half an ounce of gold. Or you print 2 more, that 1/4 ounce. You see, the more money you print, the less it's worth compared to gold. You can print so much that it's almost worth nothing. And that's exactly what they would do. Therefore, you get that $1 million, they say, it costs you $100 for a loaf of bread. Then $2,000, $1,000 of bread. So see where I'm going, brothers and sisters? So therefore, for me, that might be worthless. Hey, back, Master, hell, you got your 6 days. On top of that, right now, you can't afford to take care of it. And is Farrakhan preparing you for that? He got the technicians and the archaeologists. When I brought that up, they said, "Oh, we don't worry about that. We have a new technology altogether. Oh, you're going to stay in America. Now you're going to start a new technology altogether. You got to worry about that." Yeah, whatever. But the point is, you know what I'm saying? So now you don't have anybody to run the place. You know, technician, he's sitting back. Plus your money's worthless. Now you're on your knees, man. Master, can we come back? Hell no. They finally got rid of your ass. You can't come back here. You got your 6 days. And you're just starving. It's a trick. That's the short version. The movie Sunnism. Those people hate you. I remember watching stuff on it, and I told you they were all the stuff they do, the Sunnis. But they was in the slave trade too. Most people don't know it, I guess. Because I see a lot of black folks that claim they in the Sunni. They don't know that the Arabs, big slave dealers too. They was invading. How do you think those African countries, Algeria, Morocco, and those places? Right now, they got slavery going on in Liberia, Libya. They got slavery going on in Libya right now for black folks. Arabs, they take the black folks and they rape them and everything else. When Arabs, they slave trade, they was going after, they took out land. They already had that land in Arabia, and they wanted in Africa too. They was taking out land. They was grabbing out children, male and female. They taking the women, little babies, and raping them. Female raping them. Some of the boys too, maybe, right? Raping them, and they bring back to Arabia, and that's part of their rape circle. So they raise them up. They call them concubines. But it was rape slaves. It was raping them. And then little boys, it was castrating them. Castrating our boys. So they put them in with the girls. So they monitor the girls so they could sleep with the girls, right? And they was out there to watch, take care of the girls and monitor them, be security and everything for the girls. And they was castrated so they wouldn't mess with the girls. And most of them, the girls in the concubines was African women and girls. Grew up in that. They try to say, oh, concubines. No, it was rape. Rape slaves. These Arabs. Hundreds of years doing this. More than 100 years, actually. They were doing it for 400 or 500 years ago. And then they betrayed us, enslaving us. So it's in slavery. They was the ones going to Africa and showing, because they, see, the thing is, the Muni Genesis, I never talked to you about this before, but they said they said it was a flaming fire set to protect them from the tree of life. Protect devils from the tree of life. But that flame of fire was the Arabs. It was to protect us from them. If you want to go in intricate, maybe someone have it explained, but that's what said. It was a flame. I believe it was a flame. It was between a tree, that's us, and them, to protect us, and it didn't. So that's how they got to us. Because if we did, then we never got to us, would they? Because they hate us. Now, I was married to from many years ago. Very short. Anyway, she was scarlet. The daughter, she's scarlet. Ran back to so I never knew who they were or anything for years. So one day I got a little, on the internet. Hey, Dad, this is oh yeah. But that. Because when she was a little baby, she was dark as me. So the person I saw, she was white. Hey, skin. Because a lot of Arabs over here, they have to lighten their skin. You don't see, they're hard, very seldom see the dark ones. Very seldom. There's a lot of them. Same thing in Hawaii. You go to Hawaii, and I've been to Hawaii. I did about 6 months in Hawaii. A lot of Hawaiians, the ones you see are not Hawaiians, they're Polynesian. That means they came from China, they came from Philippines or whatever. They're called Polynesians. The real Hawaiians are dark, and if you go and do research on it, the queen that was in charge when they took the island from them was a black woman who had nappy hair. They have a picture of her. Those are real Hawaiians that you never see. But as soon as they hate you, remember they're a half brother. They said they was angry because God favored Isaac, their true brother, which is not false Israel, that they would be the inheritors. They got angry. They said it should be us because we're older brother. We had 2 older brothers. One eternal, Esau, was their twin, and their half brother, Ishmael. Both of them hate us because both of them was our older brothers. Both of them God rejected. Okay? In favor of us, Jacob. So they hate us. They come over here. It was over here. I mean, you never hear them speak about our condition. They never opened their mouth, say anything about it. They was over here in Detroit over 150 years. And they never came out and said boo. And they knew people that was over here, they was Muslim before they were over here. They don't come back and say, hey, you should have you, let's get back to Islam and teach you your heritage, your names and stuff. No. They ain't come out and say boo. They had little temples and mosques, or whatever they call them in Detroit. They come out and say boo. Until Master Muhammad showed up. And then all of a sudden they know everything. That's the wrong religion, Islam. Well, fuck. There I go, boy. Ooh. See, I get angry. I usually be surprised. I had to catch myself. Because you don't know how angry this stuff makes me. I have to catch myself when it comes to these people and stuff's going on. I catch myself. I say, oh boy, no. She know me. My language is perfect, but when it gets to stuff, ooh. Because I'm very not emotional. If you want to call it emotion, whatever you want to call it. Wrath. Wrath can be, there's emotional factor to wrath. And if wrath's all emotional, if wrath is all emotional, it's not so bad. Because you're angry and you're kicking ass, and then after a while you got all your anger out. But it's infinite, and then you friends or buddies or whatever. But if it's here, it's forever. If it's here, you're doing it from a mathematical point. You have to eradicate all swine. If you're just mad, you just kill a few of them. Okay, if it's here. If it's here and here, it's terrible. It's even terrible. It's just here. Here you're doing it because you just got to get rid of them. Here, if it's here, the thing I just came out when I used that word, right? Because your anger goes with it. There's no anger involved. It's just mathematics. So it tells you when the God comes, when the God and the two show up, right? The God and high priest, it's the emotional aspect. They call it wrath. This is not wrath from here. Not wrath from here. It's just, you got, it's like getting rid of roaches. You got hot roaches. You're not emotional. You just get rid of them. You just get rid of them. But you wiping them out. But it's here because you know you don't want no roaches in your house. But when it's here and here, just here, anger. It's emotional anger, not wrath. You're angry, well, you're not angry anymore. You wake up angry. Very few people wake up wrathful. You wake up angry. Dream or whatever, or somebody did something make you angry, then they apologize, it's okay. But if you got wrath, I don't think apologies will work. So that's my definition. So, say full of wrath. So there's an emotional element to it, and every now and then it triggers me. But I say, man, all these people, tell me, when have you ever seen any of these folks with a black person? I don't care if that black person got a fez on or whatever, or woman, she got a hair cover. When you see them, you don't see them, but you always see them with devils. I never seen them with a black person. Oh, I did have one neighbor, not a while back, a few years back, right from Arabia. And then when I kept saying Assalamu alaikum one day, you know, he was very careful how we never. He invited me to go out to the mosque a couple of times. I went out with him, right? But they don't associate with you. They do with you. They say Assalamu alaikum. They like look at you first, look at you like crazy. They might say, "Oh, Islam, up to the." They say it's low, you can barely hit it. Assalamu alaikum, brother. They didn't know the history. We came over here as Muslim. They didn't know they had part of it. Most of them are dark skinned. They know master. They know Prophet Muhammad was black, and I can prove it without no doubt whatsoever. That's why I don't show a picture of them. They're not going to be able to revert back. And yeah, I'm already to it. I explained that earlier. They hate you. They have anything to do with you. They come and set their stores up in your neighborhood because white folks don't want them in their neighborhood. They come and sell you pork and porn and everything else. And they hit on the sisters. Oh, yeah, they do. I catch one of my pullers knock your damn teeth out. Don't do it around me, but I know they do it. I'm be in their stores anyway. I used to go get halal and that kind of stuff, right? I had so many problems with them because there's one time I was married that supposed to be a Muslim, right? But they're not even Muslim. Because remember, they were the jinn and they didn't obey Allah's command. You understand who they are? So that means they're not Muslim. They have to tell the will of Allah, they're not. Sunnis are not Muslim. You have to hear they're not Muslim because they're the jinn. They refuse to submit to Adam. They try to tell well, Adam is all mankind. No. Who's ruling the earth? Is all mankind ruling the earth? Is only Europeans ruling the earth? They're Adam. They don't think one reason why they come to that attitude because they say it like it is. Some of them know how it is. They can't say it that way because they identify them as a jinn. So if they even know it, they can identify. Same reason why they can't identify abomination of desolation because that would prove they're devils. They can identify that Adam is actually the Europeans because that means they would have to be the jinn because they're the only people on the planet that totally rejects all culture. Except the ones over here in all the countries, they have no industry, very little education over there. You see? Listen, they don't want it. Oxygen don't want it. They want to hear that. See? They want to hear that. I say capitalism, democracy, the other one, and Christianity. Reject all that. That's Adam. That's what Adam rules by. Remember, that's what Adam rules by. I'm going to show in a minute. They rule capitalism, Christianity, and capitalism, Christianity, and democracy. They don't no part of it. The only nation on the planet with no part of it. You know, I mean, you say with China, they'll take the capitalism part. And they might take some of the Christianity part. They don't want the democracy part. But they submit some of it. But the Gen said they're not going to submit any of it. They're not going to submit the Adam, period. So that means they have to be the Gen. The Gen, they're cursed. So they will come after Adam. They'll come after us. They're the ones most resistant to Adam. They're the ones they call terrorists. They're the ones fighting Adam, fighting Europeans all the time. That shows that there's Jinn. I mean, but that's why they can't see. The point is, when you start distorting things, then you confuse yourself. Because they can't speak the truth, because that would identify who they are. So if you're out of order, you can't speak the truth. If you speak the truth, it identifies you as being out of order. You understand, brothers and sisters? So they hate you. They don't spend time with you, they vibe with you. I see them all the time. You go by and you pass by Starbucks, and they're sitting there with their devil friends, Christians. They buy their house. You go to their house, sit down, have tea together and everything else. They might eat little pork chops together. Who knows? Okay, well, I guess I can eat a little bit right here. You know, we friends, ain't we? I'm not saying that, you know, you never know. But they have no time with you. Zero. None. If you call yourself Sunni, whatever. But why try to come pushing them on you? Elijah Muhammad wouldn't even let them into the temples. He would not allow, Sunni could not get into Elijah Muhammad's temples. There was only one Sunni I knew that could get in there. His name was, his name, I tipped my tongue, Baghdadi, Ali Baghdadi, because I actually worked with him for a while. I didn't, you know, our line was that he was a news reporter, and he would take and read articles in the paper about what was happening to Palestinians. He was from Palestine. So Elijah Muhammad would let him put articles into Muhammad Speak newspaper. And if you get old version, I have old version of Muhammad Speak newspaper here, you see he has an article in there. I would see him every now and then when Elijah Muhammad departed, and I went and got into computers, right? I wouldn't work for the nation anymore because they destroyed everything. I got a job with computers. I learned enough to start my own business. And my first job was at Montgomery Wars. He was working there too, so that's the last time I seen him, so I don't know what happened to him. Other than that, there was none that came there. If you went to Wallace's place after Elijah Muhammad was departed, it was always there. There was always in the back ordering what he says. Because it was paying him to keep us quiet about Abraham covenant, we see Abraham. And that's why they lie. They got a dilemma. Because they claiming that false Israel is their brothers too. It's Isaac. They know goddamn well it's a lie. But that's it. They are on board with this whole thing to deceive us, to keep us realize who we are. They're doing it. The Jews doing it. The devil's doing it. They're all on board because they keep us blind to who we are. Because when we come back into power, all the answers is on the grill. So how Saul is paying Farrakhan to keep us blind. Remember keeping that bubble, that information bubble? Because your brain is going to calculate once your brain realizes who you are. Remember Martin Luther King? Once he said he talked to Elijah Muhammad, he broke the case about promised land was dead the next day. You had information coming in. A lot of information coming in. You understand? All on board with it. All of them. All the nations. All of them. Then you get Esau and Jacob. Okay, who's Esau? Esau is amongst Jim too. Because he's a Jim too. He's on a Jim for a different reason. Not that he don't want to submit to Adam. He don't submit, right? He's on a Jim the same reason that the wars against the genders 66 trillion years ago, when the male and female separated, those that reject, a Jin just means those resist change. And the primary change now, because energy deprivation, is the separation of analytical from the spatial. That's where you had a Mahdi, and you had the high priest, the Lamb. One's called Lord, and one's called King of Kings. That separation, they more powerful. When you separate the first being, right, and it's a male and female, and the female was more beautiful than the original being, and the male was stronger than the original being. They didn't like that. They said, no, we don't want that. We ain't had it to happen. See? And then you got to change the language, because now you got to include gender. Arabic is the most gender-based. It's the oldest religion on the planet. It's the only religion. As far as I'm concerned, the other stuff, I don't know what that stuff is. Man goes, dogs howl. Dogs communicate too, don't they? Howl. Right? And so does monkeys and apes. The point is that reasonably said, no, we don't want that. We don't want that. Because now the new being going to be stronger than us. More powerful than us. More beautiful. So they try to stop it. And that was the war about. And that's how it cast it as language. But the point is that we know that's what it was about because it's different size. First of all, why does males have breasts? They don't need them. Why is the woman's menstrual cycle tied to the moon when there was no moon before that? Esau, now we got no separation. We're going to separate the analytical from the spatial brain. Okay? So we do that. That means the spatial is going to be more creative than ever before. Because now all that creativity in the spatial, the whole brain is used for creativity, not just half. And the technical side, he's going to be super technical because the whole brain, 90% of the brain be used for technical, so that's just half. So that Master Muhammad is super technician. So that Shia. Look at Rand. Rand is very most technical, so-called Islamic country in the world. Look how technical they are. This year. They're like Master Muhammad. Very technical. Very technical. Master Muhammad is a technical God. On the other side, you got spatial. It says spatial is an angel, and no one could figure that out but the Lamb himself. That's spatial. Spatial language. So you need the two together. The two have to work together. That's why each one is only 90% spatial, 10% analytical. Those 90% analytical, 10%. So they communicate with each other. You understand? And so God says he loved Jacob because that's a new creation. He hates Esau because Esau is going in the past. See, when you say that, you get mixed up in the language. If he says he loves one and hates one, that means the one he loves is just telling you that's the one that's moving into the future. The one he hates is the one. I mean, you get rid of what you hate. That's just the way. That's just the way the language. Like he's saying, he fed up on the face of a serpent, and you think that it means something altogether. You got to understand. He hates Esau because Esau is in the past. He's going to resist the future. He's going to resist the new transition. Okay, so we're going to talk more about it in a minute. That's son of perdition. The demons. He was sitting in Elijah's seat for 42 years. He would control the saints. This is very simple stuff, brothers. You say, who is the saints? Ask questions. Who is the saints? There has to be the nation of Islam because they would claim they're the saints. They're going to inherit the kingdom. They claim they must. So this person would rule. So if that's not Eli, that's not Farrakhan, then they got 42 years of hell coming. That's not Farrakhan. And this whoever just be sitting in Elijah's seat. God sitting in Elijah's seat, and he's been ruling. He'll overcome the saints for 2 years. And part of it is overcoming, right? Because they're dumbed down. Look at us. They're still caught up. Their minds are still, the information they're getting, they was getting good information from Elijah. And Farrakhan was coming and block that information and distort it and reverse it. That's what he's done. Oh, Scientology, we're not going anywhere. He's told everything Elijah Muhammad taught. So his idea is to remove that information, the information they got, reverse it. Now the information he gets now, telling you love devils, forgive devils. They ain't devils anymore. We ain't going anywhere. Love devils. They tell me that's not what he's teaching. So you got information, right? That's what he wants you. That's what his job to do. And he's a demon. That's a demon. It's simple too. You are what your father is. Half devil, half man. He admits his father's a devil who raped his mother. He admits that. So if that's the case, how in the hell is your Messiah? He has to be in black skin, which is that's what a demon is. These days are very simple and clear, brothers and sisters. They say, well, how come they caught up in that? Again, they don't have their mind. Potential for power, they don't have it. Because the information is coming in, their brains calculate information coming in. Farrakhan told him, hey, you ain't got no promised land coming because you're sinful. And because they weren't told to commit to Elijah Muhammad, they were anchored to him. It means they had bad energy management, which he really didn't teach them that well. So therefore, they let that information be drained out of their logic and reinforced with that's put into it. You say, how the hell can be that stuff? Because the information locked in. Information restriction. We ain't going nowhere. Love America will get 6 days. You bombard them with all that stuff. But here's something else. And they tell me, you shouldn't listen to anything else because you got to have faith in this, have faith in Elijah. But he's not even teaching Elijah. But they put that mechanism there to keep you from hearing anything else. We understand, brothers and sisters. And move on. I do 3 parts, brothers and sisters, because I know. Yeah. Okay. See here what it says. For the day of the Lord is near. All the nations. There it is. I guess that'll work for now. For the day of the Lord is near for all nations, all nations. Just as you have done, it will be done to you. This consequence, this doesn't sound like, oh, you just love everybody and turn all cheating. That's still Bible stuff. That time is over. You commanded. Just as you have done, it will be done to you. It said, not maybe, it might, it will be. Your deals will reach on your head. Maybe, and I will say maybe will. But just as you drank on my holy mountain, all the nations will drink continually. They will drink to the last drop and become as if they never existed. On Mount Zion, there will be those strong, those who escape, and it will be holy. The house of Jacob will possess their property. And the house of Jacob will be a fire. House of Joseph. You need to put, okay, I know what I'm doing. There's this. But the house of Jacob will be a fire. The house of Joseph is flame. But the house of Esau, our brothers in Africa, they made war against us. They captured us and gave us slavery. It was part of it too. They took slaves, but they also made money by capturing us and make war against us. And they would set them on fire and consume so that there would be no survivors in the house of Esau. Esau will be wiped out. I'll explain that in a minute. All wiped out. Yeah. Let's see. Esau is a jinn. They want to prevent. Well, let's go. Let's get there. First, before I get there, let me say this. I'll get there. Capitalism, three things that govern the whole society. Capitalism, Christianity, and democracy. So those things they're pushing. Triangle. That capitalism is slavery by definition. Make a profit of you, that means they have to pay you less than what you made, that you produced. So they paid you what you produced. If you produce $1,000, they pay you $1,000. There's no profit in that. They gotta have you work, and they can't pay you in other words, you took so much energy to produce it. Say they save it to money. Earlier, you got to make $1,000 a day for them. But they only pay you $500 a day. But you put enough in to get $1,000 a day. They pay you $500. And again, you put enough effort to make $1,000, they pay $500. That's their profit. So they didn't pay you for what you worth, because if they paid you, they had to pay you $1,000. That's what you earned. Them, you earned it, but they only give you $500 back. That's what slave. And the best slave is they don't have to get anything. You got to make $1,000 for them. They don't have to get anything. That's ideal. Just getting enough to eat so you can keep on doing it. That's what slavery is by definition. Everybody else is like that. Time is off. It's by definition slavery. Because capitalism is capitalism to say the world. No, capitalism is slavery by definition, and that's what they're using us. And Christianity, that's the justification. That's the seal box, the justification for doing that. Oh, they're post slaves forever. Obey your master. Right? We was Ham. We was cursed to be slaves. We was immoral and everything else. But Christianity justified capitalism, the slavery, and then democracy is consensus, because democracy is all the people who go along with it. That's what democracy is, the consensus. Everybody was going along with it. You understand? So we say democracy, he said, in us, no. It says, God says he's going to judge this nation, not individuals. He's going to judge this nation, not individuals. So you can, Washington did it and Jefferson didn't know. You did it. That's your democracy. And that means, and so-called for Civil War, the majority of the people was in the North. So if they was against so-called slavery, they could have voted out. And they're always complicit. Those are three things right there, great triangle. Capitalism, Christianity. Capitalism is slavery. Christianity is justification of it. Democracy, consensus. Hey, yes, let's go for it. I'm just going to play this for a couple of seconds. It takes about a minute, bounces. Just every time. And I'm going to talk a little bit about it afterwards.
Little 3-minute discussion, wasn't a long conversation, right? But it was enough to let her know that history matters, and that the things that she sees didn't just happen, that they're the result of certain policies. Because here's what's interesting about that area that we now like to call the ghetto. The reality is the ghetto was created, and public housing in particular was created not for poor black people. It was created for poor white people. And in fact, for the first several years of public housing, people of color couldn't even get into public housing projects. They were essentially segregated by race. Only poor white folks could even live there. And then what happened is the government created some new programs under the FHA program, the VA loan program, later on the GI Bill program, which allowed those same white folks who had been poor and struggling to leave public housing and to leave urban areas and to hustle it out to the suburbs where only we could live, or to the smaller towns where only we were going to be welcome. So what's interesting is that the hood became the hood because only people of color now were allowed to live there. White folks were literally being subsidized by the government to move move to the suburbs, the white middle class, and make note of this, was built by government. Government programs that underwrote those loans because those families could not have afforded a loan otherwise. They were able to get one because the government underwrote the loan and guaranteed the loan in case of default, but only for people of color. Only for white folks. People of color, by and large, couldn't get in on any of that. So white folks were able to move, people of color were not. Certain neighborhoods deteriorated economically, other neighborhoods went up in value. At the very same time, the government was doing what they called urban renewal, which meant they came through black neighborhoods and Latino neighborhoods, and they built interstates right through the heart of the community, right? Knocking down black homes, black apartments, knocking down black-owned businesses all around the country. Between 1950 and 1970, about 1 in 5 apartments or houses lived in by black folks was knocked to the ground for economic development purposes, even though people of color couldn't benefit from almost any of that economic development. So that's how our communities come to look the way they look. But if we don't know that, and if I don't tell my daughter that, but maybe, let's say I don't tell her because I don't know. What if I don't know the history? What if I don't do this work and therefore don't know the answer? What do you think my daughter is going to assume is the answer? What would you assume is the answer? You know what we would assume if we're not taught the history? We would default to the position of this culture, which says what? Wherever you end up, it's all about you. So if you're living in a poor neighborhood, it's just because you didn't work hard enough. And if you live in an affluent neighborhood, it's obviously because you're smarter, right? The default position of America is this notion of rugged individualism and meritocracy, and wherever you end up is all about your own genius, your own effort, your own morality, your own cultural ethics. That's what we believe, and we believe that even though there is no such thing as a rugged individual in the history of human beings.
His brothers and sisters here. Demon Negro, but let me tell you, it's the existential threat to our democracy. Our threat to our democracy, our capitalism. They are a hidden enemy. It's like a demon. We have to deal with them. We are going to deal with them. Very soon. That guy just was talking. No. He's saying it's actually true because I grew up in Newark. When I came back from the military in 1970, they built, I've got this highway right through the neighborhood where I used to live. That was a close-knit neighborhood. Mostly black folks there. Close-knit neighborhood. Go back. My time all wrong here, balances. It was a closely knit black neighborhood. Black folks, together they used to have go together on I had bus rides at County Island, so I get there right. I came back, the whole neighborhood split up. Most people left. They did it on purpose. They built right through this. They even went through Johnson Avenue, but that's one of the streets I went through. Near Wickway Park. I knew it. Okay. And now, there's a person called Gus Savage. I couldn't remember his name a while back. Gus Savage, politician out of Chicago. Make a long story short, right? They was doing some excavating up in New York around Wall Street. Now, Wall Street was a trading center. Remember, Wall Street was a slave trading center. They said, was lying slaves up against the Wall Street, called Wall Street. They try to make you think slavery was just in the South. No, it was all over the country. There's a consensus. But most of the population was in the North, and they could have voted down slavery if they didn't want it. They had slave plantation stuff right here in the North, because Harriet Tubman was enslaved in New York, not in North Carolina. Okay. Finished. Okay. So, so they excavated and they found it was a slave graveyard, New York. Slave graveyard in New York. They try to make things only slaves in the South. Up in there around Wall Street, somewhere around there. The Jews wanted to build some building there, right? And they excavated, found out there. And so he said, "Oh, you got to stop." He wanted to make it one of those what they call it, memorial places, whatever they call it, what they call it, where they take and say, "Okay, this is a historical site." And he went. He was a politician. He lied for it. He won. And the Jews threatened him. Said, "We're gonna get you." Because they already had the land. They was going to build, and they was ready to go. They didn't care about the black slave bones. I'm pretty sure his name was Gus Savage. So bottom line, they went after him, and they got him reading. They found Negro, but go against him in the election, right? Primary and whatever. And this guy hit. Nobody knew what he was or heard him before. Found that he was backed by the Jewish lobby because they said, "Don't get him." And when Gus Savage found about that, he got mad, angry. And so what he did is he went on the car. Now you can Google this if it's still there, because they actually have him. Talking on the Congress floor. What he did was he went public. I mind what he said is that he's a black guy in Chicago. He was Chicago. I know it was Illinois. He was Chicago, and he was a congressman, and he spilled the beans because he got mad because the Jews and what they did to him, and plus got mad with the black because they was all paid off by the Jews. You understand what I'm saying? So he spilled the beans. He says they've been selling. He said these black caucus was been selling you out for years because that program he's talking about, the ghetto and everything. They knew about it. They remember. It was in Congress. They knew about this. They never told you about it. You had a white guy tell you. You know about this. They knew about it all the time because they had to vote for it. They never told you. He told you about the ghetto and how they set it up because they had to vote for this stuff. But he says they've been voting against you, buying you off for years because he explained one program where he says that they have like a budget. And a budget's like a pie. It's like some pie, right? Said this much go here, this much go here, whatever. So he says when it came down to false Israel, then they had so much money allocated for them. They said, we need more money. Well, Irish wasn't going to take less money. German wasn't going to take less money. They said, where are you going to get the money from? Because they got a pie. They never use it up. Or they said, we need a bigger piece of pie. They said the Black Caucus would give the money that was going to blacks. They would vote that and give that to them. So you got a smaller piece. But you didn't know that. Black Caucus was doing that because they was paying them off. He said he was doing, so he spilled the beans. He got mad and spilled the beans. They tried to keep it quiet. So look, it was still there. You can still congressional thing. Look at Gus Savage, his congressional statement on it because he actually said this stuff. See? So that thing about the guilt and everything, they know about this stuff. They're selling you out. They're demons. They're black-faced devils. They know about this stuff. And they also know about the plan to get rid of you. Because it tells you scripture that Obama's the one who's going to lead it. He's the one that suggested when he was president to do it. Because he's not one of us. He's Esau. He's African. He didn't grow up here. He grew up in Hawaii. His mother was a devil, and his father was from Kenya. He was Kenya? That's where it was. See what I'm saying? Understand that, brothers and sisters. Understand that. So they were selling out because he said what happens is, and furthermore, he says when the Soviet Union went down and people started coming up here from Russia, he says, Bill Clinton says we don't get well because they need more money to get them. But most of them come here was Jews. They need more money to give them. So he says, I don't want to do that. So then he came with this thing, work welfare. So he took off welfare, he had to work. So he didn't get money to them because I knew some of them. Some came to Uzbekistan, place I got there. One some was Muslim, and they told me. He says, we come over here, they give us money for housing, money for business and everything else. But the blacks that took them off welfare so they can get more money. You give them more money. So, but you keep sitting around See? But we got something for you. We're not going to abandon you. You understand? We're not going to abandon you because we know what happened to you. I'm not like Farrakhan. It's hard, brother and sister. It's hard, I tell you. We know what happened to you. If I didn't know it here, there's no way I could have done this job. If it was done to you, no, it's not your fault. If I thought it was your fault, I would be out of here, brothers and sisters. Because you're some difficult people to deal with. It says, you'd be like, your heads be like stone. They say, I make Suleiman's head like flintstone, or they can break stone. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. Demon here. Our democracy. Yeah. Your democracy. Okay. And here I'm just showing, I'm giving names to the angels, names of all these people. But you didn't know who they were before I told you. You had no idea who these people were. It just explains to everybody. Eamon, Farrakhan, he's the son of perdition. Tell who God and Magog is, American Britain. Tell who Hayes is, Esau, the jinn, Levites. Tell who Satan is, synagogue of Satan, false Israel. Ishmael, the jinn, also a dragon. Two witnesses. All this knowledge. But the wisdom is, what are you doing with it? And none of you do anything with it. Nothing. Nothing with it. Oh, that's it. We have to be sidelined because, like I said, he'd have you out there shooting, just shooting everywhere, end up shooting me. And some of you have shot me. Because the stuff you said about this angel in somebody's mind, and you just blew their damn brains out. They ain't gonna never get to the angel because what you just put in there. Have it. It's not a game. Okay? Be very clear. Just keep it simple. If you don't notice, keep it simple. You know? Because I get a message. Well, holding it back because we got to check, see if it's right. Person out there drowning, you're going out there right now because I make sure, sharks and stuff out there. That person drowned. You just real, that was your daughter, your son out there, you wouldn't give a damn about sharks, well, anything out there, you be out there. It's real. If you had a sense of what's really going on, if you had a sense of what our people, the situation our people in, you see the situation our people in, you say, I got to make sure it's right. First of all, you should have to make sure it's right. If you're out there on your case and you what they call a lifeguard, you've been looking, instead of reading a book or something, you saw one of those sharks there. You'd be ready. See? Because a lot of it's simple, you ain't got to do that. Just keep, I said, if you don't say it's too complicated, it's complicated. That way, stay with simple stuff. Munition is very simple. You got to throw a grenade. Okay? You got to jump bomb. Just shoot. But you know, you got to sit around and see if it's right. So any excuse is better than none, but there's no excuses, like Muhammad says, no excuses accepted in the law books of Islam. You just don't know what you're dealing with, but you're going to find in a minute. I don't know. This is the most critical thing in history. Can't F around with it. I'm giving my whole life to it, and really. And I ain't asked to do it. And believe me, I ain't want to do it. So if I don't want to do it and I'm doing it, then what the hell is that? What's your excuse? I don't want to do it. I never asked to do this. I never asked to do any of this. I had a vision when I was a child. I said I didn't like any of them. I'm buffering over here, but I don't know. I asked to do this. I didn't want to do it. Even when Elijah was around, maybe I should have. I mean, I came to help Elijah. I didn't come here to and I believe that, I didn't come here to be a minister or anything, to take over. They asked me to be a minister. I didn't want to be a minister. I didn't want to deal with people. I just want to help you, Elijah. Whatever you want me to do, I don't want to be a minister, though. They try to give me the ministry shop, try to give me the ministry class. I just help people, whatever. I worked at the Mount Street newspaper as a foreman. I don't be a minister. I don't be up front. I ain't trying to be none of that. I just want to help. I work in the background. Happy to work in the background. Look for the name, anything like that. Well, I didn't want to be a lieutenant for a while, right? Because I thought that was cool. I thought lieutenants was cool. They told me I could have been a lieutenant if I wanted to, because I was a foreman, because I was in an official position. I had people under my control, right? I was supervising people as a foreman. So they said it was an easy transition from that to go into being a lieutenant. But before that happened, Elijah Muhammad departed. And I would have done that. I didn't do it because I wanted to impress people. I thought it was being cool being a lieutenant. And you're a lieutenant in the nation, but under Elijah Muhammad, man, ooh, that's a warrior, you, right? I wanted to be a warrior. I just came out of the military. They wanted to do it to control people. Being a lieutenant was cool. Right? I mean, I remember I was barely in my 20s. So, what do you think when you're in the arid age, right? I didn't want to be like, I'm going to get there. Lieutenants of Elijah Muhammad at Temple number 2. Man, everybody wanted to be that. You're an officer at Elijah Muhammad's main temple. Praise God for Elijah Muhammad being right there. You're an officer. He knew you. You talked to him. Who in the hell didn't want that? See? And so, like I said, it could have happened. But then he departed, and that was into that. Farrakhan made sure of that. Mr. Farrakhan in his wheelchair, his little teddy bear, in his diaper, shitting and pissing in the bag. He's the Messiah. Father's the devil. Answer that question, Daniel. Jeffrey, if your father's the devil, are you a devil? Can a devil do anything but a devil? Use the same logic. Use the logic for Master Muhammad. You say, well, his father's original, so he must really know his skin is white. So use that logic to him. I was like, are you a demon? Or what are you? We're going to find in a minute. Either way, you lost, buddy. Either way, you lost. And I'm just showing this. I showed yesterday, but I was just like, I'm going to have to cut this short because I don't want to take 2 or 3. Just showing. It represents the original. The red represents the devils, right? The yellow represents the Orientals. They're not really yellow. Right? Brown Asians, black Africans. The gold, they're small. That's us. We're stuck over here. And the rationale behind this is, the whites move around faster because under pressure, the weaker, the less mass you have, the less structure you have, the faster you're going to move. That means the temperature goes up. That's why Europeans are warlike, because they always collide with each other. Because they're weaker, and so the pressure, they heat up faster. But they're always a war footing. And then China's behind them, they're slower. Asia's even slower than that, and Africa's even slower than that. And us, we slower than all. The point I'm trying to make here is that it takes energy for everything. It takes energy to live. It takes energy to go to the bathroom. It takes energy to blink your eyes. It takes energy to think. The thought is pressure. It takes energy to occupy land. So if the land, you have different qualities of land, Understand? So if you got high quality, it costs more money to live. Like same thing. If you live in a real nice building, it costs you more money to live there than it costs you to live in a ghetto. That's the way it's supposed to work. Sometimes it's worked the other way around, right? You understand what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? So the thing is that with energy deprivation, we didn't have enough energy to maintain who's living on the best part of Earth, couldn't live there anymore. Couldn't maintain a civilization, couldn't do it. So end up not only lost the land, lost the language, lost the culture, lost everything. and they're captive over this part of planet Earth. Have enough energy. That shows how much bad condition we were. You understand? Okay, so let's try to explain this a little better. Now, we was the worst condition, so we actually lost the land, everything. Yeah. But part of the reason why that's hard, I took hard cuts, we submit to them, and they put so much pressure on us that we convert from gold to diamonds. Not only that, the whole thing I haven't told you about. When we start energizing again, if we had stayed over, say we stayed on out, we hadn't been born over here, then we would suffer hard costs in a different way, because we'd been living in a place that we didn't have to afford to live in. That because energy deprivation affects us another way altogether. Like our seed would have been weaker. By going over here, our seed became strong because that's the only way they control our energy quality. So the energy we got, the thing we could do is produce a better seed because they work to death. It says that the average person was about 36 years old when he died. If you look at those movies and things, we look at about 8 or 9 years old because they worked so hard. About 36 years, you're looking about 9 years old. That's how hard they worked you. So by coming up here, then that means we lose everything, but seed becomes stronger because the pressure. Seed becomes strong if we had the ability to be stronger, potential. But the other side of it is too, because if we were still over there, when we start getting energy, they say, for instance, say every 50 years, right? We'll say it might have took another 50 years as we was over in a better part of the planet Earth before we united. But since we're over here, right, we have nothing else. And we can unite here. If energy unite here, because we have nothing else. And I want you to understand the beauty of that. So we unite here. And when the time comes, energy, we'll start getting energy. Okay? So now we have enough energy to unite, but we wouldn't have had enough energy to unite over there because we'd had to use that energy to control our land or whatever we was doing. Now we have nothing else. We have enough energy. We have nothing else. So the seed is already the best. So now all the energy will be applied towards unity. We'll become unified here. That's another effect of being here. So we unify faster. You understand? And discipline turn into power. Hope you understand that, brothers and sisters. I mean, when you understand, see, that's the way we dealt with this. You understand? And now then we got to fight our way back. We fight our way back unified. It's seen the great army, but over here, the worst part of planet Earth. If we stayed on the best part over there, we wouldn't unify as the greatest army with it. We might have got a whole lot of land, but we wouldn't unified. We may fight with each other. But here, in the great army, body comes together strong. We understand that, brothers and sisters. Let me just talk with another side of this. I know where I can say that in a minute. That's one of the reasons why. So we unite here. When we unite here, seeing great army, battle starts here. First battle starts here. Because once we're doing it right, we see that the Levites, that's the nation of Islam, right? They got to go through tribulation. Part of that said to finish off the whole process. They had to be baptized, right? Get out the demons and clean them up and everything else. But their diamonds is got to be refined. They'd be fighting these devils. There'd be a great battle here between them and the devil. Their first battle. That's why I said doing them double. How you going to do it if you ain't here? Doing them double, but you ain't here to stay because you're fighting. How you going to be standing? I'm standing in America. if you actually at war here in America, and you're in a war to get the hell out of here, they're trying to either keep you here or eradicate you. Great take place right here in a few days. A battle between the Levites. There's no here and here to be harmed if you're doing everything you're supposed to do. Now, it'll be a great battle. Great battle right here. Because at first the war's got to break, because you'll be pregnant, and it won't start until, as I told you, that great war, that great side, where Iran moves, and they kick them out. That's where the point, Angel tell you, they're pregnant. So now, right? And then it said the water breaks. What's the water break? What are the four winds that cause us four seas? Seas also. They hit. You're born. If you look at it like that, bro, that's what it's telling you. And you're born. Now you're separated. It says dragon, when they dwell the woman. When they say dragon in that sense, because the dragon is defined as 7 heads, 10 horns, and crowns plus heads. That means that includes his angels. When they say dragons and angels, then they speak specifically referring to his angels. But here they say just a dragon, which the dragon is defined as 7 heads and 10 horns. You've been on attack. Oh, the dragon. You've been attacked. You have a heavy battle right here between the Sunni here, the devils here, and the demons. Demons going to be primarily fighting the devils, but you have a great big battle right here. And your way fighting your way out. Okay. Your way to the West Coast, where Master Muhammad would deliver you. But when you get finished, remember, you have done to them. Because when I tell you to do it, if you're not going to do it, you have done to them. You have put twice as much. So if they've done to us, if you would do that twice to them in that month period or less, less, at least 5 month period. Imagine the devastation you're going to do to them, because they did 500 years of damage on us, and you're going to do double to them in that short period of time. Look at the damage you're going to do, man. It's going to be a hell of a war. So, some of these things you should just put together on your own, brothers and sisters, because if you're going to do them, it means you got to be here to do it. It's what they've done for us 500 years. But you're going to do double to them. You can put 500 years into that. And so, a little more than a little more than that. That means it'd be a devastating battle. And it means that in order to do it, you're going to have to be high-powered. Because they're destroying you. You can't do double them, can you? That means you got to be, so, if you find the 5 pillars, you have to be invincible. You're a wrecking ball. You're tearing this place to pieces. And you don't want to put great fear on them. You don't want to put great fear, say their heart's failing. They're going to be cowards and be really scared. Who's going to be doing that? The goat hasn't got here yet. They're going to be holding their groins in the alleyway, scared to death. Who's going to be putting that fear in them? It's going to be you. It's going to be you. Hope you got it. It's going to be you doing that. That's if you're applying what you taught by Solomon. You're going to be tearing their ass up. Twice as much they did to you. 5 years. Remember, you are that flood that damn near bamming up. You are the flood. You are the flood. You're going to tear their ass up. No. That's how much destruction it is. You'll be rating stuff we don't care about. You'll be rating. We don't want to rate them all. Yags. You're going to be putting it. You're going to put someone in the ass. That's why it's going to be a strange thing. Aside from the fact there'll be cannibalism, eating each other and everything else. And you whooping their ass. But you're going to be doing them, and they've done you double. And what they've done that's unimaginable. What's going to do is precedented. And that the scripture don't say that directly. Read in the dots, but that's what, if it was that, they wouldn't need me, would they? Just give the scripture. Read between the lines, brothers. That's what it could mean. Sisters. Maybe two lines put together. You're going to do them double. You got to be here to do it. And that means that 500 years of hell they put upon us, you'll be doing double the amount of that less than a year. Yeah. That means you got to be invincible. Otherwise, if they kill you, wipe me out, you ain't going to be able to double, are you? You the consequence. I keep telling you, are the personification of consequence on their ass. And there won't be no mercy. If we get nothing, it's going to be unrelenting hell. You put on these folks. Aside from the fact that hunger and everything else they be going through. Going brothers. I'm about to make this a 3-part. I tell you, Star Rise Niece. That was Star Rose Niece, 1948. When Christ was born. When Christ was conceived, rather. And conceived at the same time. Yeah. And the Falcon right then, at that point, Falcon was 0. Now it's going to be at 1. That means that's where you'll be able to do twice as much done to us. Because you do equal, if it's at 0, do equal amount. Move 1, it's double. So that's 50 years later, or 50 years later, now you're in a double status. That gives you a sense of timing. Understand? But you can't make that up, brothers and sisters. It says, right, you'll be born amongst the cows. You heard the Jersey cows? He'd be the one to build the new ark. I can go on, bro. I'll move on. After he broke the seals. Okay. Now Farrakhan, I tell you. Farrakhan, he's the Christ. He's Jesus now because, Elijah is now, right? Because he was born in September, so he must have been the one that must be Jesus. For a long time it was Farrakhan, but now it's Elijah. Oh, that dirty dog put his lips on my wife, boy. Ooh, filthy dog. He's a devil. Son of a devil. You can't see it. He's walking around with a cane. They're holding him up, but he's the Messiah. So now, Jesus, well, I don't know who the Messiah is because they said Elijah was yesterday, Sunday. Now, well, whatever. They're straining over there. Not a strain here. We just tell you, you can go and check it out. We got a strain. Say this one day and next day. We just tell you how it is. And you put the pieces together. Straining. You know, if you got a suit, it's a tailor-made suit, right? They say they made a tailor-made suit for a son of man, right? And other people come in and say, I'm a son of man. They get it. And so it don't quite fit. So they got to do alterations. Alterations. When the son of man comes in, he can put it on, man. That's perfect fit. So they got to do alterations for Farrakhan. He's Aaron, but the script's corrupt because they said Aaron was doing stuff in Elijah's absence, but dagging Farrakhan, so that must be wrong verses, right? And he's this, he's that, and you can't prove any of that stuff. He said they got to all this bullshit they say, but they got to do all kinds of alterations to make it fit. And so come here, got to make an alteration to fit. He ain't got to go say, well, he was part of it. He's born east, but he meant east of Jerusalem. If he's born to stock him up in the east, I mean, he was born in west of Jerusalem, or all stuff. He got strained. It's simple. That's a good example. I'll move on, bro. Yeah, he's about to cast down. He's pissing the crap in his bag. The diaper. Look at him. Teddy bear. His wheelchair. pathetic, but he's the Messiah. And none of these people can tell you what to do in the next 2 days when time unprecedented trouble happened. Oh, just have faith. Really? They're paying you 40 some millions of dollars for 2 years to tell us to have faith? I need you for that. None. First of all, they want to see it coming. They have no idea what to expect. Now that we totally have an idea, because like I said, how can you anticipate something that's unprecedented? Yes, my idea, but at least you know it's unprecedented. That's good. That's a little help right there, right? Because now you're going to do something. You're going to really do something. They don't even see it coming. They ain't see going over the Middle East coming. They ain't see Syria going. I told you, that's the fifth seal. And now everything's hell's about to break loose. They always have faith. Oh boy, what's going to happen to these guys? Man. He's going to be in the way in a minute. His demon friends. Huh. This was married to the devil. Mother-in-law is the devil. Or maybe she might be original, but half devil, whatever. This is a demon here. It was reefer smoking buddy when he was down in Texas and down in Mexico, where his mother fled with the money, all the money she grabbed. A lot of them departed, grabbed and hid around the country. They're all thieves and robbers. This thing gonna be a face with in a minute. They'll be face our people, and that you see that they'll face our people in a minute when they wake up. When this lie, the information start coming in, being blocked right now. They'll get true information what happened to them. When they get the angel, it's going to tell them everybody. When they get that angel turned on, it's going to tell them who everybody is. Who the demon? They don't know what demon is. They don't know who God is. When that turn on, they're going to know, and they're going to know that those people were liars. And they was feeding Les says you're eating bad food, right? That means they're talking about knowledge. They ain't talking about regular food. These people, how do you think they're going to feel? Hillary and all these guys. They see truth. True information, angel comes in, true light, because it's not going to be blocking it. See? That's the only food in town. If all the food dried up, there was always pork. And that's what you have to eat. You have to eat pork. You want to survive. Even the Quran understands that. So if all the food is gone, you want to eat what's there. And the point is, it's going to be a famine in a minute because all American dream, all this stuff is going to be shut down. There's going to be no information coming in. It's going to be total economic collapse. They're going to have their brain stealing this information, what to do. And they say, the people in the darkness see the great light. It's two ways to look at that. The darkness, why? Also, the darkness because the darkness, they came because economic collapse. They're sitting in darkness now. That's the way of looking at it. They're sitting in darkness right now. So the angel has two ways of looking at things many times. And I'm going to talk about that more in a minute. So they said, total darkness because this whole thing's about to collapse. And then they see this great light. This great light is giving information. Now they know Ishmael and all these clowns. They was giving all this, feeding us all this bad information. Oh, it's this person, that person, mom, and everything else because what you think they're going to do? What you think they're going to do? I'm not going to hold them back. I ain't going to hold them back and say, hey, no, I ain't going to hold anybody back. Be careful when you do your sister, make sure you don't hit her sister that didn't mean to be hurt. Other than that, I ain't holding anybody back. Holding anybody back. Okay, I'm going to talk about that thing about brown sisters. I talk about creation. Now, the last creation before we return back to the beginning is a separation. And we did gender separation between analytical and spatial. To make the analytical more powerful than it was, and the spatial more powerful than it was. The spatial is an angel, analytical is a technical. The be and it is. The be is the high priest, the ideas and everything, and the is a tentacle that brings into existence. That's the two. Now they're brighter than ever before. That's the brain right there. Okay? So this separation. Now, you got the analytical. It's brighter than ever. That's, so the angel is analytical. And that is spatial. And from a spatial perspective, like the female comes from a human perspective, it's two, both of them talking about the same thing, but you're on one side of the building, the other side of the building, talking about the same building, but you're talking about, if you put both the sides together, you see the whole building. But if you say, oh man, you're in the front of the building, you're going to tell me that the back building look like the front of the building? But if you step with the person telling you about the back, but it hides over there. Oh, now you know where the back is, because you can't be in both at the same time. You let the one tell you on the back side of the building, now you know how the whole building looks, even though you ain't back there, because you can't do them both inside. So you say, okay, so now you know the whole thing. If you're going to be stupid and say, oh man, it just looks the way I see it, then you miss another side. So that's the same thing. So now we separate it. So now we got spatial analytical. Spatial's 90%. Used to be 50%, now it's 90%. Basically, the analytical is 90%. That's just 50%. So it's more brighter. Mass from is more bright. That's why it's 2 in the end. But as soon as it's not going to, I'm not going there, boss. Anyway, that's what you have. Brighter. Got that plane up there, a technical marvel. Suleiman got the spatial marvel, the angel. They need both to work together. So let me explain this another way, because I thought about this. Spatial gives you, the angel gives you the spatial perspective of what's happening in the world. The spatial. And when you go look at the technical, well, we got a little bit of it from the supreme wisdom, but I don't know if that's all that Master Farmer have. He maybe have more. But supreme wisdom, my understanding, and I've been told this, that's part and portion of the scripture that he's dealing with, the analytical. Because we was given the spatial. Now, remember, the sealed Bible is analytical. It's sealed with analytical perspective. You understand? It's sealed with analytical perspective because they're analytical people, but it's still sealed. When you unlock it, right, you see everything from the spatial side. You translate everything in the spatial side. And when you go into lessons, they give you things, it's mostly talking about technical stuff, right? How much is this, how much is technical stuff, not spatial. How much this way, how much that way, so forth, so on, right? See? And they, exactly who the devil is, but they don't say that stuff in spatial. And you have to figure it. So it has two sides. So the angel, when I look at the angel, it's giving you some space. That's why it says no one knows the hour and everything but the Father, because he's the ones that have to make it is. Suma says be, he puts it together. He's the one that got to bake it. So the baking requires time. That's mean you put the ingredients together, you ain't concerned with time, you're concerned with getting the ingredients together. Or you put in the oven, you bake concerned with the time. You understand what I'm saying, bro? Since I'm trying to get you to understand this, I don't like it either, tell you the truth. But the point is, I like to know exactly, I'm close. I know the exact time. We always told you that. But Master Muhammad would, because he's a technical side. He didn't want to have to say it is. It is means that time is up. B is, okay, let's get it started. Let's set it up. This is what we need, to get done. Is, you can get it done. This is what time you get it done. This is how time to get done. How much you got to put in the oven, whatever. You understand? So he's coming from the analytical perspective. This angel just comes from a spatial perspective. They have to put two perspectives together, just like the female has to work together. And so he relies on Suleiman to put the nation together. See? Unify the nation. Put it together, clean it up. But we allow him to get, because I can't get you home. The transportation, everything else, and get you ready. Immediately, seemingly great army. Can't get you home. I can't get you out of here, off here. I have the transportation there. He has that aspect of it. But I got to do my part here, do this part, because we ain't united together. He's nothing to transport. If we get together, right, We need him to transport to get back home. Put him on the stem, leave it there. I think that's simple enough. Then see, here's this other part of it. Here's the opposition. Okay, this can be separated too. So in other words, it used to be separated. The two work together. He got the technical side, he got the spiritual side. What's this? Same thing with gender. They said, we don't want gender. We want to keep it like it is. Angels said the same thing. They said, it's so about me. Esau. He hated Esau. Esau want to keep it like it is. He want to keep it ambidextrous. Because if it goes this way, he loses power. He's the most powerful. He's a God. But now, if it split, now you got an analytical God and you got a spatial God. Both are more powerful than him. One's more powerful than him spatially, and one more powerful than him technically. You understand? Because look at how powerful he got. See, the male was stronger than the original being. Because now all that strength, he had the beauty, but he had all the strength. And the female, she was more beautiful. But she didn't have the strength, she had all that beauty. Anything here? So, right? So now, he's more spatial, and they'll be more powerful. So he's going to try to stop it. No, we want to keep it like it is. That's why the war between them, he wants to keep it like it is. That's Esau. That's why he says he hates him, because he's trying to hold things up. He's trying to keep it like it is. That's the last war between us and them. Final one. That's going to be devastating, because when the gender thing, caused the earth to split in two. What this cause? Unprecedented trouble, maybe even worse press on the cause. It's not going to destroy the earth. What would be the result of it? We know one thing would be the result of it is the world would be split in two, in one sense, because this whole hemisphere over here will be uninhabitable for thousands and thousands of years. So that's like splitting the world in two, isn't it? It'd be so devastating that this whole hemisphere over here, North America, South America, Canada, it'd be uninhabitable for not millions, but thousands of years. Yes, that's almost splitting the world in two, ain't it? It'd be totally uninhabitable. That's how devastating it's going to be. And he will be wiped out in the process. It says all those that resisted, he said when the water split, the water came back and drowned all of them. Didn't work the way they thought it was going to work out. Okay. Let me go into a little bit about this. I don't know if I want to talk any of this. And let me look into this and see. And let me close out. I have to do 3 possibilities. That's my information. They control the information that we're getting. Let's say they control the information we get. Synagogue of Satan. So we think they're us. They got identity and they control our image. Around braids and neck and everything else. Elijah came and said, no. He gave different information. People start acting based on the information. And no. See, this is our land over here. This is wrong down here. And they had 2 opposing information, 2 opposing. This and this. Then when Elijah departed, this is the right one. He's trying to get you back, the information. So you stay back under control of the devil. And see here, American dream, we stay in here, get 6 dates, all that kind of stuff. That's information that Farrakhan is giving you. We ain't going nowhere. So you acting based on information. Because he closed out all other information. And the reason he do it, because that's why I use Elijah's name. So you have to pay attention to what Elijah said, because he's giving proper interpretation. You don't listen to what Elijah wrote. Because I remember when I went over there, I was with them for about a few months, right? Seeing what's going on. And one day I bought this book. Maybe I should show you a picture of it. Right? It's a whole catalog of Muhammad's free newspaper, like they used to put them in binders. And I bought it in, and I showed the brother. That brother looked at it like it was a piece of shit. He didn't want to look at it. The way he acted. Then the brother that was a minister there, right, he told me, hey, man, can you let me hold this for, I said, no way. But see, I had a bunch of them. With the brothers over years, I never got them back. I didn't get mad at them. I understand. They was for real. I understand they were wanted. I didn't consider they're stealing. I didn't consider stealing. But this case, I knew what they was going to do. They were going to get rid of them. That's the last one I had. But letting that one go. I said, no, brother, you can't do that. I had a whole bunch of them. Over the years, I met a brother, and he was still talking about Elijah, so he went with Farrakhan. I had the book. Said, brother, can I hold on to it for a while? Yeah, and I never heard. Got the book back. I didn't call it stealing. Okay, brother, and yeah, I ain't mad at him. But it's the reality. Toward American dream, just the reality. Burger King, Popeyes, McDonald's, the reality. That information you get. But then you work hard, keep your nose clean. Eventually you move up, you become supervisor and everything else. And then you get, all a lie. That's the only one got rich. Only one got rich with that bullshit. Why is he so wealthy? Why is he a multi-millionaire? He don't have a business anywhere. It's the reality. You got some foreigner telling you what to do? That's insulting. I wouldn't do it. That's why I stopped my own business. I'm not a prideful person. I'm a humble person. I don't like to be talking down. I don't like to be talking badly. I don't like to talk like a fool or animal or talk down to. That's why, when I was an employee, when I was doing contract work, my work was always 100%. I never do anything half-ass. And let me tell you a little short story and I'm going to close. When I was a foreman, what? Was I foreman at the time? I think I was just, no, I wasn't a foreman at the time. I became a foreman because of the incident. Because they understand it. A whole long story, but they didn't like me, and I didn't talk much. They had me basically a grease monkey working under the press. That's a long story, right? Anyway, it was always trying to find ways to get out of work. This was night shift. So they really thought they had one this time, right? They said, we got to stop the press, because you stop the press, it was very expensive because you had to stop it. When you start back up, man, you lose a lot of paper and stuff because you got to warm it up and everything. Very expensive to stop and close the press. When you started going, you want to keep it going, so you ran out of paper, and then you had to stop to put more paper on. But you don't want to stop in between because it costs a lot of money and everything, right? And you lose a lot of paper. And anyway, these brothers, and it's all FOI, right? We need to stop and say prayer. We're always trying to find ways to not do anything. I couldn't understand. I said, we FOI, man, we supposed to work for the nation. It's not right. We're supposed to give 100%. And I was always 100%er. I wouldn't do anything. When I went in the military, I gave 100%. When I couldn't do 100%, I got the hell out of there. I don't do anything half-ass. And so they stopped to say prayer. And then it got back to Brother Leslie. He went back and told the messenger. And the messenger said, hold it. He sent back and said, look, we ain't paying you to pray. We're paying you to work. They thought they had the messenger on that one, right? Because how you going to say anything about us praying? And we ain't paying you to pray. And to work. I never forgot that. See? You understand? So, and I mean, I was like that anyway. Never did anything half-assed. My father. Anyway, that's another story. So, when I was doing computer work, like I had my business, everything. Even when I was employed for time to time, I always made sure my stuff was 100%. They could never come back and say, "How come you didn't do this? Took too long." Or they could never come back because I knew if they came and said me wrong, I knew what was going to happen. I was going to kick somebody's ass, and I don't get fired. I knew me because during that time, right? Actually, I knew about slots then. But I didn't know about it. It took me. I was married to a demon woman that learned me, told me that your slots, you got to determine how much slots you need to deal with the situation. Because if you see you're emotional, you're doing slots 15 minutes a day. You say, well, you need to go 30 minutes a day. See how that works. I had to do an hour a day. And then she didn't bother me no more. Because that woman had me, she had me grieving. I was depressed all the damn time. The woman never smiled, always upset about stuff. She wasn't like that when I first met her. Some of these men do it too, man. They present one image to get, you're trying to sell something, so you present your sell image. Once you sold it, man, then the real person come out. But when after we got married, boy, ooh, so where'd you come from? I ain't know who she was. She was depressing. But she taught me that. I had to adjust my slots, so I've got to hour. I wasn't depressed. I learned that, man. The thing is, what was I saying here? Oh, so like I said, at the time I used to jump out of cars on people. I mean, I wasn't Mike Tyson like that, but I wouldn't have no fear. I'd jump on you in a minute, and I didn't take no shit from nobody. I didn't do it then. I'm gonna do it now. I never done it. When I was in the military, never took a shit to anybody. And you come off me, boy, what's gonna go down? And that's where I was. So therefore, like I said, so I would make sure, because I would see how these people, supervisors, would talk to people. How can you get that right? Why you do this? Why you do that? And I remember I had a contract at Newark, right, down Blue Cross Blue Shield. Blue Cross Blue Shield down Newark, down behind, anybody know about Newark? Station downtown, that's the name of it, right? And I had Blue Cross Blue Shield there. And they had a guy there, his actual name was Ass Man, ASS. When you transfer to another country, you don't realize, right? That's what his name was. He was a supervisor. He had a room. I never actually met him directly because I never had to go in his office. Because something go wrong. Hey, he'll call you out. Hey, come and bring your ass and he does talk. And he cursed you here. That man ain't nowhere in the world. That happened to me. I'm going to jail. I'm a king. He speak to me like that there. But he never could because every time they came, my stuff was together. So I was ahead of it. If I'm getting whatever, and I would negotiate my salary. Well, when the salary, like I said, I say, okay, I'm a contract. You give me $50 an hour, $6 an hour. I'll do your job for you. They tell me what they need to be done. I'll come a contract now. And I work there 6 months, not 8 months, maybe a couple of months or whatever. I get the job done, and I'm out of there. I was there with my name, like I would name, Raheem and all that, right? And I'm militant. I got the same attitude. I'm a professional, so it had to be good. So I had an excellent reputation. What I was doing, people loved my work. They didn't like me. They didn't like me. They loved my work. That's what I'm saying. So I don't take no bullshit. That's the point. I will make sure that I would always take care because I don't want nobody talking to me funny. I don't like that. I want to talk to you funny. I want you to talk to me funny. But I don't care how much slots I make, I will tear your ass up. You don't talk to me any kind of way. My children, that's why we don't do it. How much? Because they don't talk. I say, you don't talk to me any kind of way. I'm your father. You talk to me respectfully. You get the hell out of my way. Period. And there ain't no F hands. Ain't no Cosby shit. Oh, honey, you miss something. No. You talk to me with respect. Because I deserve respect. I've taken care of you. I fed you. I made sure everything you did right. Got educated, everything else. You're going to talk with respect or you get the F out of my face. Period. So let's move on, brothers and sisters. So this, I was went to meet a client, about 3 months back. We had to meet at, I think it was not a Popeyes. It was one of those places, right? And this old devil woman, she had these 4 or 5 black young people in the parking lot. And she was just talking to them like they were dogs. Maybe man. People put up with that shit. I mean, I understand it. We submit that, that's over now. And she was talking like, man, ooh. That one dead old lady, boy, with a broken finger. I don't give a damn if she was 99 years old or whatever. You don't talk to me like that. They were just sitting there. When they wake up, what you think they're going to do? Anyway, this is reality called American Dream. So here you go. This is what slavery looked like in the agriculture age. This is what it looks like in industrial age. What do you think it would look like? You're still a slave. What's industrial age now? They call it an employee. They're still profiting off of you. I explain you how technology, how capitalism works. You produce maybe $100 a day for that person. They probably pay you maybe $50 a day. So you've been exploited. You're a slave. You're smiling, but you burning 10,000 calories a day to do the job. But they only give you the money to buy 500 calories. 1,000 calories. You spend 10,000 calories. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know it. You get AIDS, you get sick, and everything else. But that's what, by definition, that's capitalism. And so the AI age, this is what slavery looked like, AI age. They want to turn it into a cyborg, or they get rid of you altogether. Electrodes and stuff, so you don't have no choice of it. You will see, you do whatever they tell you to do. Oh, they buzz your ass, and they're going to use you, because now you're flesh, they can rape you and every damn thing else. And you're going to smile, and you're going to give no back talk at all, because they got electrodes in your ass, like they train animals. You know, they train a horse. They said the way they train a horse is they put electrode in his ass. And the horse don't do the move, and the horse just jump 5 feet off the ground. That's what they tell me. Oh no. That's your, and that's what, and they don't see it coming. They already got technology to do this. They need a transition team, because they can't just do it like that, because you start fighting. You tearing the country apart. So they can't let you see it coming. Just one night, bam. Like COVID, that was part of it. That's why it brings people across the border. They transition, because when they put the robots and stuff on take your place, they need somebody to make that transition, and it can't be you, because then you see it coming. No story about this. That's about robots. It ain't about cyborgs. It's still the same idea, basic idea. They have total control of you. They have total control of you. They have total control of you here. They have total control of you here too. You know, you vote, you get in there, you do exactly what the boss tells you to do, or your gas get out of there, then you're homeless. You don't have no democracy here either. They have a total control over here. You say exactly what they tell you to say, you do exactly what they tell you to do. You got to buy a car, and 90% of that car is to get back and forth to work, just like you had a mule. You don't see it. That's what Harold Tubman says. You would free more if they knew it. If you didn't know you're a slave when you was back here, over here, if you didn't know you're a slave when you was back over here, then how in the hell you know you're a slave here? Then she said, if they knew they were slaves, she would have freed more. You didn't even know you're a slave when you was in this condition. So you don't know you're a slave here. Ask yourself, what does a slave look like in industrial age? That's what you would have to come up with. Or a slave like an AI age. That's your picture. If you exist at all. Future brothers and sisters. Will control you. That remote control, you do exactly what they tell you to do. Exactly. Smile. You ain't gonna be capable of back talking anything else. You got your control electronically. You see? Let me close the last thing here, brothers and sisters. What is pressure? Understand? What's pressure? You need mind. They give you the discipline, everything you need to turn that thought into power. Discipline times pressure equals power. Right now, you had a potential. They keep you distracted because they give you bad information, so you don't have the discipline to turn the power. So you had the energy, you had the potential, so you sitting around here, and they got control over you, the quality of life and everything else. They sell you a shit farm for $1 million, but they won't give you a gold mine for $1 million. So now you smell shit all day, it's still worth $1 million, but you got to smell shit all day. I got a $1 million shit farm, okay. But they control the quality of your energy. See? So once you get the angel mind, then you turn a discipline on, then it turns into power. that power is greater than theirs. Let me put it another way. Say, for instance, you live women in charge, right? Might be a good thing, depends on where you are in the hereafter. I don't know. I'm in charge, right? Now, it's all about truth, right? The thing is, the women keep you out of the gym. They go into the gym, and they can control you because they can restrain you. They whooping your ass. Because you 90-pound weakling. As long as they keep you out of that damn gym. Because you have the potential to be stronger than them, but they block that potential. Block it. I keep you from, same thing as us. They keep the knowledge, they control the knowledge that we get. So therefore, we have less, we don't have any discipline. We got NFL, all this, weed, drugs, all that kind of stuff. Keep us disciplined, but turn it into power. So they can maintain control over us. But we have more potential than them. If they're turned back on, because the pressures increase, constantly increasing. But we have power to, we have enough, this is our nature, enough this to go to stand at total pressure universe. The first God, he was able to stand total pressure of total universe and getting back to that. You understand what I'm saying? So what happened here is that here you go right here, you got two. He got a weaker, you don't have the potential. He's weaker. He's stronger because he keeps us. The females keep the males going to the gym. Keep you from Injil, keep you in the Farrakhan, keep you in the Seal Bible, keep you from discipline, homosexuality, transgenderism, auditing, and all that science, all that crap. But once you turn this on, the pressure keeps increasing. Remember, the pressure keeps increasing. What happens is, that pressure is crushing them out of existence. It makes you, but you can be wrong because you have greater pressure than the pressure. Remember, the pressure is constantly increasing all the time. You understand? But we can expand in the pressure because once that potential is turned on, while it crushes them. And that's a good example, not brown sisters, but I thought I would give some idea on that. I'll close out. Oh, here, this is the condition you are right now, brown sisters. You got your head in a lion's mouth. Your head in this devil's mouth. And that's why Master Rum has to move fast. To pull it out before they bite. They got us in death watch. And you don't know it. You just come as a snare. Your head's in the lion's mouth. All I got to do is bite. That's how close everything is. So Master Rum has to make a move because remember, Rum puts it all together. He has to set the timing. He has to know when that line, you have to pull your head out before that line closes. It's down. That's the situation we're in, brothers. Oh, we're back here. They want to close out there, brothers. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. You understand where we are right now. We're only days away. The greatest event in the last 76 trillion years, this event. That's where everything turns around. Michael's angels go against the dragon's angels. That war finds everything. And it turns around. Turns around. But Americans thrown out, they attack us, right? Water breaks, they're pregnant with water breaks. Giving birth. Together, great city nation. That war breaks out between us and them. Got troops. Just right here in America, same land. So a lot of us at home in charge. Right? People said, I see great light. What happens? Suleiman takes control in Ohio. That's that balance. How it keys it off. They won't know, says they will not know. I can't, if I knew, they would know. So it's That perspective, analytical perspective. You need both perspectives work together. He and it is. He makes it be. It is the matter for how he makes it is. We understand about some leader there.